They can build a website doesn't necessarily mean they know how to make your business thrive from it. That's usually something that a web developer or company can provide a little bit better for you. So just be prepared to kind of want to lead him in a more business savvy direction. And then your high recurring costs. I mean, if you have somebody full time and they're not, once they build a site, they're just kind of sitting there. I mean, you want to make sure they're worth it. So the high recurring costs, you might want to consider hiring someone full-time to develop the site and then keeping them on part-time to maintain the site. There's a lot more going in the beginning, unless you're going to be constantly making changes and updating it. So,
Jeff, can I ask you?
Sure, absolutely.
This is bringing up a lot of questions in my mind. I think one of the abilities, the technical ability to make a site, someone can have that skill, but if I'm in a certain business, I need somebody that wants to go after my customers and make a site that can get my customers for a particular business.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be technically skilled, but how do I know?
How do you know?
Yeah, if he really needs to be like a salesman too for my type of business.
Absolutely. You want to kind of, in your hiring process, I would definitely ask the potential web developer that you're thinking about hiring, what kind of post-launch marketing campaigns have you run? I'm going to touch on that at the end of my own presentation. There's a number of ways to promote a site and generate sales after the site has gone live.
So should he work with like a senior salesperson for the company to
Yeah,
get?
absolutely. Yeah, that would be very smart, and kind of see what the general sales practice is. If he's unsure, and he can find a way to implement that within the website, and hopefully automate things and save you a lot of money. All right. On the other side of the spectrum is your web design company or freelancer. The good, more experience with a larger amount of clients. I mean, you know, the web design companies, they're more likely to get hired by a bigger company. They've seen it all. You know, they know what to expect. On the other side, they're going to be higher per hour. So although the cost is overall lower, they're going to be higher per hour. So this can lead you to be kind of hesitant for a small update. It'd be like, oh, I have to pay the $100 fee. A lot of the web design companies in New Orleans, 100 plus. Okay, so you might be a little bit hesitant to get like a small request done or get some kind of ongoing thing because of that. But overall, it's probably lower than your in-house guy. So once you make that decision, you're moving on to the development phase. These are two of the biggest issues that I've run into. I've probably worked on 50 to 100 web projects, and in 90% of the time, the first issue is content. The content is what you need to give to your web developer to build the site. That's text and images usually. Sometimes videos, usually just text and images. You want to get this to your guy as soon as possible because these things, if you wait 6 months to get him this, then the project is going to be delayed 6 months. And everyone says they're not going to do it, but everyone tends to do it. You're busy, you're business executives, you're decision makers, you got a lot going on. It's easy to forget. So just make sure that you do get the content to your designer and developer as soon as possible. Communication is key. You want to keep the lines open. Make yourself easy to get to. Give your developer a cell phone number that you can be easily reached. And everything's going to go smoothly. So just those two things can probably cut your development time in half and get your website in half the time. Alright, at this point the development of your site is over. You want to think about how to get the word out. You want to start making some sales, you want to start making some money. What we're talking here is firstly analytics. A lot of people use a tool called Google Analytics, although there are a lot of competitors. Google Analytics is free, lowering the cost of your business. But there's a lot of competitors with a little bit more features. They cost a little more, or they cost money at all. Use your URL everywhere. Your URL is your web address. You'd be surprised how many people do not put their web address on their business card, on their letterhead, on the glass window of their brick and mortar store, on their print brochures. Put it everywhere you can. It's going to increase your business legitimacy, and it goes a long way. And it gives people another tool to research a company. As I said before, you want to update constantly. I read a figure last weekend I was reading a book and talking about getting a little bit higher on the search engines, and they said a minimum of 30 to 40 pages of content to get started if you want to be high on Google. Now your average website in the New Orleans area is going to have about 4 to 5 pages. That's home, about, contact, services, and maybe a little bit of history. So bump it up, just be creative. Find something that's going to really help your viewers and potential customers and clients out. Think about your target market and find out what they're searching for while they're coming to your website and help them out. It's that easy. You're going to get higher and you're going to make more money. Search engine marketing, there's two sides of the spectrum. First is organic SEO, which goes hand in hand with updating constantly. Organic SEO is a way to naturally rise up Google. And
What does that mean?
rise up Google. You want to be organic SEO.
SEO stands for search
I'm sorry.
engine.
Search engine optimization.
Optimization.
I'm sorry about that. Anything that, yeah, feel free to ask me if anything like that comes up. Yeah, basically you're coming up high on Google without having to pay for your clicks.
Okay.
There's a way to pay. Well, I'll go over that next. So we're talking about naturally. If you type in, for instance, my key phrase is, what's that?
No.
I was going to say, for instance, my key phrase that I like to target is New Orleans web design. That is what I offer. That's the place where I want to be. So what I'm doing is I'm using that key phrase at the front of my title. I'm using that key phrase on my site. I'm not overusing it, but I am using it. I'm making sure that people who inbound link to me, inbound link is when someone links to you, another huge helper for Google. You want to use that in the link text.
So basically you're talking about tags.
What's that?
Tagging, correct?
Tagging? Meta tags?
How it moves up,
You mean your search engine ranks?
the tag.
Meta tags.
Yeah, meta tags.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, meta tags are useful, but I'm specifically talking about the page title. For instance, the best way you can set up your page title, this is for the people who already have